Hello. This way. Hopefully you grab coffee and a snack so we can chat. Today is Thursday and it is supposed to be cloudy today. First it said it was going to rain, and then now it just says cloudy. So we will see how that is. I'm just going to try and tilt this a little bit so you see a bit more of me versus the ceiling up there. So I decided to come on live because I usually am on live around 8:30, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time during the week, except usually Wednesdays um, and Tuesdays sometimes. Oh, my computer. Make sure. But I'm doing this low spend challenge. Last night, supper, I don't know what it is. So I made supper, it was good. But I made like double the amount of roasted veggies, but it seemed to almost triple the amount. So I'm going to use those roasted veggies in tomorrow's lentil soup um, that I'm going to make. I'm making Indian lentil soup, and I'm going to use those veggies, blend them up, and put them in there. So, um, but the lamb was good. I used my homemade mint jelly, which really didn't. So when I made it, I knew it wasn't very jelly. It was a little bit runny. Um, but my um, my youngest daughter and I loved it still, so it was a little bit runny, but it worked. So and much. So I think next time I have to put more pectin when I make it, because I think that was the problem. Because it was not as thick as it should have been. So, um, what else? I Tomorrow my kids have a P day, so my youngest is going to help me make samosas. My oldest might help as well when she's at home, because she might be going out to work on her math cheat sheet. So that should be good. I mean, she's probably going to go in the afternoon for that. Mm. And so today I was looking at the fridge. So I haven't done groceries in a week, and my fridge is still packed solid food. As I last night when I was putting the leftovers of the veggies away, I'm like, where am I going to put this? The fridge is still full. Now, a lot of the stuff that's in the fridge are um, are condiments and pickles and stuff like that. So they take up a lot of space. So I'm purposely going to try and use some of those things in recipes and stuff. So I've been savoring my kosher pickles that I made last August, in the fridge. So I think we're going to be purposely having more pickles with our meals to uh, empty some of the shelf, because I have, I think, 5 jars still in the fridge, because we've been having just a pickle here and a pickle there. Um, oh yeah, I've been working on my menu plan. I've got almost the whole month done. Let's see, I have it down. I have, well, to the 23rd. I don't have something on the 21st yet. Actually, I'll probably put the 21st as leftovers, because I'm either doing groceries probably on the 20th or 21st. I should email my friend to find out. That's when I'm going to be doing groceries, because she's away from the 15th to the 18th, and I'm away the 13th and 15th. And I don't get paid groceries um, until the 13th anyways. So I can't do groceries until that day anyways. So having an extra week is not going to be an issue. Hi, he provides homestead. So my groceries this month, I might actually only end up doing one grocery haul in June, because I still have lots of food from my grocery haul last week, and normally I'd be going next week, but I'm away. My husband's at home with the kids. I'm away Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I get paid, like my grocery money gets in my account on the Wednesday. So he might pick up a few things if he needs it, or I might pick up lettuce stuff on the weekend, if or on Monday before I go, because I'm helping a friend move. So helping a friend move and paint. So, but I've already planned freezer meals to make for those, well, freezer or fridge meals while I'm gone, as per their requests. Was baked mac and cheese with ham and salad, chicken fingers and fries and corn, and hamburger soup with sandwiches. So those are easy things I can make ahead of time, put in the fridge or the freezer for them to take out and use. And I'm sure there'll be leftovers for lunches and stuff. How are you doing this morning? Congrats on being great grandpa. I'm like, you don't look old enough to be a great grandpa. Like, you look maybe old enough to be a grandpa, but you must have had kids, and kids young. He's so cute and so little. That explains it. Yes, because I'm like, because I mean, you don't look. Cause I'm just figuring out numbers. Let's say you had a kid at 20, and then your kid had a kid at 20, and then that kid had a kid at 20. That would make you like 60. Well, you don't even look 60. So, like, and that's just like, so you must have had, somebody had kids young. Not not making any judgments or anything, but you definitely, whatever your age is, you don't look it, because you definitely don't look 60. You barely look maybe 15, maybe. Not 15, 50 maybe. But that's just because of the lack of hair. 22, 16, and 19. Okay. So, well, they had kids. So, now let's figure out that math there. 42, 40, 157. I had to do the math. Okay, you don't look it. Honest to God, I not. I don't sugarcoat anything. You look maybe, and I'm only guessing, like, saying maybe because of the whole lack of hair. You know, 50. So, but congrats. And having kids young is not anything to be an issue. My aunt, my dad's sister, had her first at 14, second at 16, and then third at 36. So, and my stepmom had her son at like 18. So, it is what it is, right? As long as there's family support, it's all good. Good, well, exactly. Like you don't, as I said, you don't look your age at all, and your wife looks like you like married her when she was like a child, because she looks, no, if it's about 10 years younger than you. So she looks like she's in her early 40s. So, and I'm just saying that because you're older. So, wow, very cool, very cool. See, as I said, she looks like she's like 40, and just you know, because she's married to you too, like you're a little bit older, like you just look like you're 50. She looks like she's 40. Just so you both look young. Well, that's very cool. Well, yes, because I liked when I was turning 34. My oldest was in school, and she was trying to argue with her teacher for my birthday that I was turning 24. And her teacher's like, I don't think so. And she was arguing, no, she's turning 24 because she just remembered the four, right? And I was in a weird dream. Was I cooking in your dream? And so she argued with her, and she's like, well, she would have to have you when you were like, four, 14 or no, not 14, 16 or so, which is possible, but probably like unlikely. And you were in Canada. Okay, cool. Hey, Food Forest for Permaculture. Hey, Howie, how's it going? So you guys were in Canada. So in your dream, you were in Canada. Were you coming to visit here? There's always coffee here. Okay. Not too bad. I've got coffee. I thought yesterday was, I was like, oh, I'm so glad it's for the weekend tomorrow. But it was only Wednesday. I've had a long week. So, Chico, you said you're going to come and visit Canada. Actually, be in Canada. Oh, cool. Whereabouts in Canada will you be? Because, Howie, you're over in BC area, aren't you? I'm in Ontario. I'm in Canada, which is a West End suburb of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. And Ottawa is the nation's capital. So if you come to Canada and you go to Ottawa, you're on Vancouver Island. Ah, yes. Whereabouts are you going in Canada? If you come to Ottawa to check out the Parliament buildings and all that stuff, you're going to Toronto. Okay, Toronto's still a bit of a drive. Toronto's about 5, 6 hours away from Ottawa. Yeah, we go, like this summer, we're going on vacation, and we go to Toronto for a couple of days um, before we go on vacation because the plane leaves from Toronto, not from Ottawa. The RC, Royal Canadian Mint. Yeah, I think that's in Ottawa. Hey Google, where is the Royal Canadian Mint?
The address for Royal Canadian Mint is 320 Sussex Drive,
Yeah,
Ottawa, Ontario, K1A OG8.
yeah. I went there. I went to the mint. Like we call it just the mint or whatever. When I was in school, like as a field trip when I was in like grade 5, and we got to make a coin, um, our own coin. We designed it and made our own coin. There. That's all I remember. This was also like in '85 or so, a '84, '85, as a part of the field trip, and then we got to keep that coin that we made. Um, but yeah, I mean, when you're in grade 5, you're like a weird design. Good morning, Steve. But yeah, well, you could take a day trip. Well, not a day trip. Take an extended, you know, do a drive up or a fly up. Train trains train also takes about 4 or 5 hours, about 4 hours, but much more relaxing than driving. Driving in Toronto is crazy. I don't drive, but I've been with people who drive, and there's lots of traffic, lots of crazy drivers too. But it's also if you're used to driving in any big city. See, Ottawa is a big city, but we don't have as many crazy drivers because we're small. We're much smaller than Toronto. Awesome, because Toronto's expensive. If you can get outside of Toronto, it's usually a bit cheaper. But yeah, no, Ontario is beautiful. Like you could if you rented like an RV or something like that. Even if you flew to Toronto and rented an RV and traveled, there's so much like lakes and cabins and like nature. Like we have pockets of city and then we have nature. And then we have pockets of city and nature. Yeah, Toronto traffic is crazy. But it's beautiful. Like we have more I like our was it there was a study that was done. There's more accidents on the road from hitting wildlife than there are for um, like reckless driving or something like that because there's so much wildlife, like deers and not moose. You won't get moose until you get a little bit further north of Ottawa. You can get moose around Ottawa, but they tend to actually stay in the forest. They don't travel out much because there's lots of forest. Used to hate the speed zones on Queens Highway. Oh, we call it the Queens Way. If the one that goes so Ottawa's kind of unique. We have a highway that goes east to west through our city. It's the Queens Way, and it's 100 kilometers an hour. That's our speed limit. Nobody does it. Everybody does like 110. But yeah, 100 is our speed limit. So you have to be. And then other highways, it's either 80 kilometers or 100 kilometers. Um, City traffic is usually 60 kilometers or 40 kilometers or 30 kilometers near in kid zones, school zones. Awesome. Well, have a great day, Howie, Food Forest Permaculture, and have a wonderful. I bet you your weather there is nicer than here. Today is cloudy. There's a tiny bit of sun right now. Hey, Jacob T Bolt. Good morning. Hopefully, you grab a coffee. But yeah, there's lots of You live in Nova Scotia. Hey, fellow Canadian. Whereabouts in Nova Scotia? I've been to Nova Scotia a couple times. My husband's from New Brunswick. He was born in Fredericton. Hopefully you grab a coffee and a snack because we usually chat about food. Dartmouth. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm already supporting you, Jacob. Where's Trouble and her friend, Jen? Oh, Amanda? Oh, no. I told her I was going to be. Very cool. Jacob? Um, my friend Valerie's from Dartmouth. Um, what's her? Um, her last name is Ogden. So her family, she still has family in Dartmouth. Her dad's still there, and her brother, I think. Not that you know them, because the city is still a bit bigger than 10 people. Hey, hey, puppy's breath. Uh, Rosie, right? Did I remember the name right? I'm all. Hopefully, I remember. Well, congrats for being a great grandpa, Chico. Love you, and congrats on the new grandchild. Well, delete opposition. I no, I figured that, Jacob. I have my developmental service worker uh, diploma, so I've worked with kids and adults with developmental and physical disabilities. So you're perfectly welcome here. This is a safe space. So, well, maybe if you make it up to Ottawa, I'll definitely meet up with you and we can go out for supper and that. We could do a live stream. No problem, Jacob. I have another gentleman that pops into my channel that has Down syndrome, and he's a nice gentleman too. So you're more than welcome to ask questions and um, chat in the chat as I support me. Yes, yes, we don't like trolls. Everybody's welcome. It's a safe space. I saw on your channel you had a thing for what color you should do your hair next. I think you should go. Well, see, if you go blue, it fades down to green. Right? No hate. Yeah, I've already supported you back. I'll show you. I was already supporting you. do 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 do. See here. See, I've been subscribed for a while. I think the last time you were in my live stream. See? No problem, Jacob. I like your design up here with the different characters. I think it's cool. Personally, I like Toy Story. Well, I liked playing the. I did the Pokemon Go when it came out, but and it was fun. But it's not my, yeah, it's a fun game to do. Yeah, puppy's breath. What are you having for breakfast? Hopefully you grab a coffee. Yep. Cinnamon raisin toast. Yummy. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. Actually, I'll bring you to grab the coffee. Now that I have a bit more. Steve, you bake bread? Awesome. Coffee, 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 coffee. I'll see what I can do here. Oh, so last night I made the lamb chops that I got marked down. I paid $6 for four of them for supper, and where's my cream? And I made roasted potatoes, and I roasted up the squash, but that's for which is basically rice pilaf, but a little bit more flavorful for supper. That was yummy. But I have so much roasted vegetables left because most of them are vegetables. Well, Abby doesn't like any of the vegetables besides the potatoes that I roasted. Rowan doesn't eat the sweet potatoes or the zucchini. And yeah, I will once I get to my computer. Jacob, there. I guess can't do it from my phone very well. Um, got two hands, one holding phone, other holding coffee. See, I'm awful. Look, I keep all my cupboards like wide open. But I made like I purposely made like a double batch of the vegetables. Okay, putting it back down here. There we go. There you go, Jacob. I know it's hard when you get out of the freezer. Oh, so you made the dough. There you go. But now that you're mod, you actually have to come in on my live streams more to help keep out the trolls. Because we don't like trolls. Breakfast? No, I don't usually eat breakfast. Well, yesterday I ate breakfast. Sorry. I did have a piece of the loaf that I got for free from Coffee Break yesterday. So, but yeah, I don't really eat breakfast. I drink coffee. So, I'm thinking of what to make for lunch because I have an appointment at noon, so I have to eat lunch before noon. No problem, Jacob. Uh, so today I'm making magically moist chicken, which is from the Hellman's recipes. I have it on my Pinterest too. Let me go here. It's super easy. You take chicken breasts and you dip them in mayonnaise, and then you roll them in a mixture of breadcrumbs mixed with Parmesan cheese. Then you bake them in the oven. They are like the best. Rhubarb crisp for every meal. Well, no, there's only actually that's what I could have. I still have a little bit of the rhubarb crisp, just a little bit. I have the bread pudding. We, my family was so full last. Again, we have. I made the bread pudding, and we Abby had some, and I had some when I made it. Like she had an after school snack, and then we were planning it for dessert. But everybody's been so full from our meal that they haven't wanted dessert to the point that hubby came home yesterday early. Okay, he was home at 5:30. He's not usually home till 6:30 on average. And a good thing I had done the peeling of the potatoes, and I had the I had things already cooking. Like all that was left was to do the lamb chops, and I was making the fried rice. Then, because I'm not very fast, I get easily distracted, so I need to have many hours to do stuff because I leave and I forget about stuff, and then at the end, usually I just heat everything up. um, so he came home. So I'm like, he goes, well, I know I'm home early. I'm like, yeah, you're home early. I just want to know what's supper because he came home early to do some work. Very cool, Jacob. Um, where I'll follow you on Twitter there. I was trying to find the recipe for the magical mice. Now, just a second. Not all pins, not my pins. There we go. This one's. This is what I'm making for supper tonight. Magically moist chicken. Super easy, yummy, relatively healthy. Hi, Ryan Fitzgerald. Yes, the Earth is round. Thank goodness. I don't understand how there are people that believe that the Earth is flat, still, with science and physical proof. There's believing in other things, but the fact that the world is flat is impossible. Because if you keep on going west, you will eventually get back to where you started. So Ryan, whereabouts are you? Are you in Canada too? I think so. Jacob is in Nova Scotia. I'm making that recipe for supper tonight with the chicken I found in my deep freezer. I keep on taking stuff out of the freezer, and I keep on adding stuff to the freezer that I've cooked that is leftovers or whatever. So the freezer's not really moving. It's moving around. It's getting rotated, but it's not getting empty yet, really. Because I took out the beef pot pie filling out of the freezer. I made two beef pot pies, and we ate one. I added a whole baked beef pot pie back in the freezer. It's like, and I'm not. It's just weird. I can show you my fridge too. Like it's packed. Like I mean, I have a Jenga thing going on of stuff in there, and I haven't done groceries in a week. It's just like I'm eating the stuff, and the stuff is happening, but it's just multiplying. Oh yeah. Speaking of which, groceries. I got an email from my friend Pat for figuring out groceries for either the 20th or the 21st because I'm going to do 3 weeks without doing groceries. Hubby might be going to the store next week for a couple of things, maybe, but it'll be up to him. So, because I'm gone for 3 days. And I should be fine. The only things that we can run out of that will go to the store would be if we need any fresh fruit or veggies for like salad. Because the other veggies I have, like I've got some carrots which my family doesn't eat, but I put in soups. And if we need milk or cream or bread, because everything else we got pretty much that could last us till for 3 weeks. Making about four, I hope so. It's done before I get so. Take the butter out too. Yes. Well, I always leave a pound of butter out. Even in the summertime here, it doesn't go bad. Like I mean, if the butter was out for like 6 weeks, it might go bad. But I always leave butter out. Like not all the butter. I have some in the fridge and I have some in the freezer. Yeah, but if it's softened, it's softened. Oh, the house will smell good. Love fresh baked bread. So did you make the dough yourself or did you buy the dough frozen, like fresh or like here we can buy bread dough or bread like dough that you like made into a loaf that you can bake. But I leave butter out. Only time I don't leave butter out is if we're on away on vacation, and I'll put it in the fridge because I don't want if there's any flies or whatever or dust or I don't know or the cats to get at it. I get the quarters. I buy frozen, cost about $1 a loaf. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, I've next week when I get back, I want to make some bread. I was gonna say this week, but I still have bread. So this week we haven't had any sandwiches since I did groceries. Actually, when I did groceries, I bought one loaf of bread because I still had 1.5 loaves. We usually can go through a loaf of bread a week. We've gone through half a loaf, so I've got like, and my kids opened up the wrong loaf, so we still have that half first loaf, a full loaf, and another half loaf. So technically 2 loaves. But we had some bread with butter. Um, so we had some toast on the weekend with breakfast, and Rowan and I made BLTs for breakfast. Okay, yes, I will. I'm not on there that often, but because I haven't quite learnt to Instagram very well there. But yes, I will. No problem. You found me on the. Okay, we're trying to find Twitter, Instagram there. Oh, that's. Do, do, do. Where? I have to figure out how to log into my Instagram account there. Do, 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 do. Well, yes. So fresh bread out of the oven with butter is like super yummy. Okay, so you've added me. Where's? Okay, followers. Let's see. If you follow me, I'll go and click on following you. I'm just trying to find. So if anybody's good at Instagram and and does YouTube videos, what do you how do you forward your videos on Instagram? I know you can do it, but I don't know how to do that. Because my major um, social media is Facebook for my personal, and then YouTube for my channel. Yes, Amanda's not here. Jacob, can you post your link to the Instagram? Because I've just searched for you, and I had lots of Jacob Thebolts, so I don't know which one is you. Oh, used to. Ooh, freshly baked bread from a donut spot. Yum. Yeah, Jacob, put your link to the Instagram because on your when you did the thing, it was only Facebook. It was not Instagram. And I'll follow you on there. So, what is everybody doing today? You know what I'm having for supper? The joys of having making a menu plan. Steve, you in the corner. Usually, you're the one going in the corner for your inappropriate thoughts. Eat. Um, but you know what I'm having for the great thing about menu planning is knowing what you're having for supper. And I wrote it on my chalkboard stickery thing that I put in my cupboards. Oh, I'm going to get to get insurance cards. Okay. Oh yeah, don't forget to give a thumbs up. Is there any actual? No thumbs down today. Maybe it's too early for the person who likes to give me a thumbs down. Or maybe because usually within the first 10 minutes I've got a thumbs down by somebody who's not popped in. Need to get cards inspected before registering them. Okay. See your link for the for Instagram. It says Facebook. Jacob, your link for Instagram is Facebook. It's not Instagram. I like having a menu plan, but I like that it's flexible. For example, yesterday on my live stream, Abby came in and I had on my menu plan that I have burgers for Saturday. But she begged me to do sushi on Saturday to make sushi from scratch because it's a whole day that we could do it and she's home. Versus I had sushi on here for next for the 19th. So I'm just going to switch them. So Jacob, your link for the Instagram is not for Instagram. It's for your Facebook. If you look at it. So, but that's why I like making a menu. So I like writing it down. So I have, and then it can switch around. So I know that everything that's here, that's written down so far, I have all the ingredients for. So right now I can make 21 meals. At least. Exactly, nice and switch it up. That's why I'm still trying to figure out for the 21st what to make, which I think is I'm just going to put down leftovers because either the 20th or the 21st will be grocery day. Um, on the 20th, I put down spaghetti and garlic bread, which I have the garlic bread in the freezer, which I gotta use up. It's been there for like eons. But also scheduling in leftovers as a meal once a week or once every 10 days is pretty good. Because usually our leftovers get eaten by Abby for lunch. Want to eat? Well, yeah. Well, that's why I did the menu plan. I asked my family for their favorite meals, because I was doing it myself. And then sometimes, oh, I don't like this. Like for the longest, or I don't like this anymore. So for like the longest time, my husband was all big on Mexican stuff. Sometimes they don't yell D. Well, that's what my husband does. So he's at work. He'll grab lunch maybe. But he's usually working, so he comes home. He's hungry, and he'll eat supper. And he usually has like seconds. He might if I make him a lunch, um, which I don't do that often because he's usually not in the office around lunchtime, so he's somewhere else, or he's going in between things and doesn't want to have to go back to the office to grab his lunch and stuff. So he'll usually grab something like it's usually like a sandwich, or he'll grab the like yesterday he grabbed salad from the salad bar, and or he'll grab um, a soup or something like that from the cafeteria. No, there's still one minute. That must get lonely. Why don't you go and visit with your wife to her mother, and have a meal together? Because having all your meals by yourself. See, that's the thing. When I'm by myself, I don't feel like cooking for myself. So that's why, like during the day, unless I have really good leftovers from the night before, like something Asian, I will heat it up and eat it for myself for lunch. But usually the leftovers get given to Abby. Excuse me, because she loves eating leftovers. I hate sitting there. I have to be on full blast. Oh, so she's hard of hearing and has everything really loud. That could be annoying on a regular basis. I agree. Well, that's when you could go, hey, have the TV off during mealtime, and then like scoot out. Okay. Yeah, I searched for Jacob Tebow, but I don't know what's your picture on there. If you go and follow me, I'm jen.in.canada on Instagram. I'll follow you back. That's who I am on. You did? Okay, because I'm seeing. Yes, I'm just looking at my notifications, and I'll go down and see if I. Do, do, do. She took a nap over, or maybe she's gone to get coffee. See, I don't see. Okay, followers. Let me see though. So everybody who's followed me, I'm following. Jeffo. Do, 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 do. I'm looking. I've got you. I found your picture. There, I'm following. Sorry, technology and me don't always work together. That's why hubby's techie. Wait till oh my goodness. Yeah, she shoot my stove top. Well, I've got so much dish. Yeah, I did not do my dishes last night. I was a bad mom. All my I did. I have two lasagna pans that I roasted the veggies in that need to be washed. My wok I need to wash. My instant pot that cooked the rice in needs to be washed, and a whole bunch of other things. Oh, and the bowls that I use to mix stuff. Yeah, they're all just waiting to get washed, and I'll do it. But see, usually I have so my oldest unloads the dishwasher, and my youngest loads the dishwasher. But my oldest didn't unload the dishwasher till this morning, so I couldn't get her to youngest to load the dishwasher before I go. Oh, the dishes. Yeah, we're not even talking about the actual dishes that we ate off of because they're also saying to be put in the dishwasher. I will put those in the dishwasher and I'll wash all the pots and pans before lunchtime. But right now, I am drinking coffee. I'm ignoring them. My kitchen mocks me. My stove. It, yeah, once a week. We run the dishwasher. I usually run the dishwasher at night, so because it's cheaper at night. We have here in Ontario we have different timing for hydro to try and get people to use it less during the day. Yep, I just went and supported you there. Um, so after 7 or on weekends, the hydro's cheaper. So I tend to get my kids to unload the dishwasher after school, and then load the dishwasher before supper or after supper. And hey Google, the power plant near Fort Erie.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Apparently Google doesn't know. Hey Google, power plant Fort Erie.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Hey Google, what are the power plants in Ontario?
I found a few places. The first one is Ontario Power Generation at 255 Albert Street in Ottawa. The second one is St. Lawrence Power Development Visitor Center at 2500 East 2nd Street, West in Cornwall. The third one is Chat Falls Generating Station at Riviere des Outaouais.
More. Hey Google, more.
I found a few places. The first one is Stubby Chocolates and More at 500 Hazeldean Road in Canada. The second one is See More Basements at 39 Brightside
What the
Avenue in
heck?
Stittsville. The third one is More Time Moms in Gatineau.
More. Stubby chocolates. Yeah, that's not helpful. Mine says the same thing. I don't know how to help with that yet. I'm like, what does chocolates have to do with a power plant? They do have good chocolates, but and actually they're for sale. Amanda found them. The storefront is for sale here in Canada. But, so it's not just the Canadian thing and American thing. Hey Jacob's Minecraft, how's it going? Whereabouts are you located? There's two. We have two Jacob in here. We have Jacobs and Jacob on TB. When someone says, "What's TB?" Oh, it's another account of yours. You have two accounts. on the TV. Do they say, "Hey Google"? I supported you back there, Jacob's Minecraft, on your other channel. So, hey, Arrow McBoss, how's it going? What's the weather like in... Okay. You're Italian with an Irish accent in one of the little countries that has a ovia at the end. It's really hot. It's not here today. Hey Google, what's the weather? Hey Google, what's the weather today?
Today in Ottawa, it'll be mostly cloudy with a forecasted high of 21 and a low of 10.
So
It's
21
currently
degrees
16 and
Celsius.
mostly cloudy.
21 degrees. Yesterday it said it was going to rain, but today it it is going down to 10. I have the windows open. I don't have the AC on. Last night though, like I had the windows open. We turned off the AC yesterday during the day, and it was cool at first, but then um, it was a little bit warm. My husband's like, "Yeah, we have to put the AC on at night if it's any warmer than it was last night," because he was kind of miserable. But I'm glad that it's not raining today because we've had like 4 days. Yesterday was the first day we had that was sunny. Well, that was not raining. It was there was some sun today. There's a bit of sun right now, but there's clouds that look menacing. So a month of rain. Yeah, we haven't. We've had a week of rain almost. It's been raining since last Friday, so 5 days. But we needed it because everything was really dry. But I don't want it to rain on Saturday. Saturday, I hope to make it to my garden plot, and or maybe tomorrow I might make it in the morning if the kids are still sleeping, and plant my veggies and start my seeds there because I need to get that going. 100 today. See it. Hey Google, what is 100 degrees Fahrenheit?
100 degrees Fahrenheit equals 37.778 degrees Celsius.
We get about that temperature. Well, as a base temperature, about 3 times a month in July and August. Now with the humidex, we get that temperature another like 5 or 7 days. So it's usually not. It's usually under 35 degrees here in the summertime. Usually about 30. 30 is about where is. Hey Google, what is 30 degrees Celsius?
30 degrees Celsius equals 86 degrees Fahrenheit.
So 86. So it's usually about 30 degrees Celsius here, um, the summertime. No passport, no money. Going to Italy on the 16th. Ooh, nice. Is that where your family, you're going to go visit family or for vacation? Yeah, okay, Jacob. I will. I have to just figure it out. Family. Will you be taking videos while you're there? Because I've never, well, I've always wanted to go to Italy. I want to go anywhere on that side, on that side of the pond, as we say, the other side of the pond. Um, oh yes, you're on. You're already on. There. So I'll say hello. There. Hey, yuckin' with Sarah. How's it going? Yep, no problem, Jacob. Oh, where's my phone? Oh, my phone's about to. Ah, maybe I can do it with my computer. Yeah, I'm not so. Oops. Excuse me while I try and plug my phone in. So SC, is that South Carolina? Oh, sorry. Please forgive my hand in the picture. Okay, yep, I've got you there. I just can't I'm not very good at multitasking, so I'll chat with you later there, okay? I got you. I said hello. So how hot is it in South Carolina? '90s. Wow. Much warmer than here. Here it's like '70s right now. Wow, it's 40 degrees. That's over 100 where you are, Arrow. Temp. Here's my favorite number. Yeah, I don't know if I would like to live in a place that gets so hot for a lot of the year. I like to visit those places. Like here, our summer is good. It's nice, and there's about 2 weeks of the summer, like a week in July and like a week in August, where it gets unbearably hot. That you, if you don't have a pool or access um, to the lakes or the beaches or whatever, um, it gets hot. Now moving out into the country, it actually is cooler. So if you had like a cabin or a cottage or something, like a lot of people go there. I'd go hang up seated. Okay, I hope you don't. Yes, Jacob, no problem. By the way, FYI, Jacob informed me that he has a developmental disability, so he's just sometimes insistent. So just be kind, because everybody's welcome here. Yes, Jacob. After the live stream, I will text message you. Okay. Yeah, because I'm like, it can be insistent or whatever, but just wanted to let you know that, you know, he's okay. So, Jacob, do you work or do you still go to school or do you volunteer at places? Because here in Ontario, because he's in Nova Scotia, which is also Canada, I trying to work on it as is hard. Yep, no problem. That's what we're here for. That's why I just wanted to let everybody know that they weren't saying, oh, he's kind of pushy. But no, just because social cues are um, not limited. It's like, yes, at the end of summer, near the end of the summer, we're going on vacation. But that will be you have no job, okay? Because here in Ontario, um, you can um, we have ODSP, which is Ontario Disability Supportment Program. You can contact them, and they will help you work with you with a staff member to help find you a job and help train you for that job. You still go to high school, yes, because you can go to high school till you're 21. That's good. Get your high school diploma, well, or um, diploma or certificate. College student. Yes, college will help you. Yeah, here in Canada, we have academic, which is you take for university bound courses, applied, which can be used for university, well, or college. So it's more hands on stuff. And then we have locally developed courses, which are courses that are at your own pace. So if you're taking grade 9 locally developed English, they will work with whoever at their level. But then there's open courses, which are college, university, or whatever. And then there's also you can get you can get apprenticeship programs also in high school here too, depending on the school, as well as get dual credits. So sometimes you can get credits in high school that can go towards college, university. So your spelling and your English is pretty good there, Jacob. So I don't see an issue with you getting a part-time job at a place like McDonald's or Tim Hortons or stuff like that, because they're very and or grocery stores, they're very good at hiring people with disabilities as well too. You're going to the beach or pool parties. Awesome. See, the beach here, it's on a river, and the river's pretty good, but sometimes, like, it's a very long river, so sometimes near the end of summer, it sometimes get more polluted because of people upriver. And there's like a paper plant upriver, so that some goes in the water. I'm still trying to text sometime, okay, and it's hard sometimes text, which is easy for me. Yep, no problem. My kids like sending me emojis too, so I'm all good with that. But yeah, you should check with your social worker, because I'm assuming since you're now 20, you can get uh, um, you can get disability in Nova Scotia. I don't know what it is called in Nova Scotia. Here it's ODSP because it's Ontario, but maybe in DSB Nova Scotia NSDP. I don't know. How old do you think I am, Jacob? This is the second day that somebody has asked me my age, and that's okay. And it was another younger person too. Live, live with my mom and dad. Yep, but so here in Ontario, even if you live with your mom and your dad and you have a diagnosed physical or developmental disability, you can get um, disability um, money from the government, just a lesser amount. If you were on your own, you get more. Yes, my daughter is completely blind now. So my daughter was legally blind, and she is now completely blind. Um, the doctors don't think that any of her sight will come back, but who knows, you know? And it hasn't really. It's put some obstacles in her way, but she been trying to work with her to work out those obstacles. Like for example, next week I'm not going to be home, so lately she used to come home from school all the time, and then she got turned around just before Christmas and got lost and having like a panic attack, anxiety attack. So we've been working with that with her because she got all like disoriented and figured out where she was. So lately she's just asked me to like watch her come home to make sure that she got home. But next week I won't be here, and Rowan will be babysitting at least one of those days. So I'm like, well, you can do it. You've been doing it fine. So, well, exactly. There's always hope, and um, she's come to terms with her new reality pretty good, all things considered. Like, so, much better than um, we've expected. So she's got her head screwed on straight, so that's the good thing. And she has a sense of humor, that's for sure. For Gorman, okay. I don't know what for Gorman is, but for your disability, yeah, no, and Abby, Abby has um, Abby has the ability. Oh, awesome! Thank you, Jacob. You're my you're one of my new best friends. Would you be surprised I have a 17-year-old? Government. Okay. Yes. Well, thank you. You've just made me happy. No, I have two teen kids, so I'm not 20. Double that a little bit. But thank you. See these bags under the eyes? That's the lack of sleep from having children. You get them when they're little. Yes, Abby is awesome and Rowan is too. Yeah. Well, tomorrow is a PD day, so hopefully, and I'm 40. I turned 43 this year. If you look on my channel, there was a happy birthday thingy. So thank you. You just made my day. So tomorrow is a PD day, so my kids will be home. Abby wants to make samosas with me, so I'm gonna do that live tomorrow, probably around noon, maybe a bit earlier, depending on when she wakes up. So we'll do that. But so hopefully you click that bell and you can watch us make samosas and be entertained by Abby's humor. She has her own channel too. It's linked on my channel. You can look for AJ Hyde on my front page. Yes, samosas is live from the non-Indian person. That's fine. I mixed two on my Pinterest. I mixed two recipes because I can't just follow one, right? That I have on there, and it costs maybe about $2 to make all the samosas. It's just time consuming. So why I'll make the mixture first. I cook up the potatoes. Oh yes, wicked sense of humor. As I said, she and my husband both need to go do some sort of live stand-up comedy because they can make jokes about their disabilities because, well, they have them, right? And the stupid things the average person says to them or tries to help them when they don't need the help. Yes, they're funny. Um, so, and Abby's a bit of a smartass, so she gets that from me. And she gets the sarcasm from me because, see, I don't get other people's sarcasm, but I'm pretty good at giving sarcasm. So, yeah. Well, Abby's really good at drama and singing and all that stuff. Uh, and she's good at comedy too. Like both, I can't tell jokes to save my life. I always pause or forget parts of the joke, and my timing is awful. My husband and Abby are like hilarious. Like they'll tell jokes or they'll make a comment because somebody asked Abby about, oh, I haven't seen you or something about sight for a while, and she's like, oh, or heard you, or like she goes, no, no, you could say see because I say see. I haven't seen you for a while, even though I can't see you, but you know, takes she self advocated for herself. Town well this year was disabled with CP and mute. Oh, okay. I saw he was the winner because I saw um he did it on his keyboard thing, right? And I think it was a comedian, right? Yeah, I didn't see I saw him getting into the Britain's Got Talent thing. Awesome, that's cool. Yeah, we have there's a stand up comedian. There's two stand up comedians from Canada. One no voice guy. Okay, I will have to check out his because I saw when on Facebook they were doing the things of check out him and he was hilarious. Um, but like my live stream yesterday, hey Jacob, in my live stream yesterday, Abby was playing with her game Godville on there. He's on YouTube also. Okay, I will have to check him out because that is no voice guy. And she was talking about the game Godville on her phone, and it's a completely accessible. It's an RPG game, and it's completely accessible, so she can play it, and sighted people can play it too. But yes, I love the fact that there's a lot more people of with disabilities being showcased on television and movies and stuff. Have you seen the show? Oh shoot, that has the guy with CP and doesn't have a voice too. My brain just went blank. That mom is so mean. um, Speechless. My brain went blank. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of like my life, but with different disabilities. Some of my YouTube, yes, I will today. I will check out some of your. I went and watched the one with the color your hair one. Exactly, and it's more of just that people don't give people with disabilities a chance, you know, and really, honestly, a lot of people with disabilities are either well educated or know their stuff. They just need a chance to um, prove themselves or to have a job because they can be part of society and a person that can help fulfill jobs in the community and stuff. Just people need to give them a chance or um, give a little bit of extra training and stuff. Because there was a study in about McDonald's. There's a McDonald's in the States that they purposely hire people with developmental and physical disabilities um, for like 80% of their workers, and they were saying that there's the study from their statistics, the people with disabilities have less sick time, less time off work, are happier at their job, um, stay longer at their job, so they're not there like people. People typically work at fast food restaurants and stuff for a short period of time, like in between jobs. So they're there for a few months or maybe a year until something better comes. People, a lot of people that with developmental disabilities or physical disabilities that get a job with these, they live there, or they like the job so well and they get to know and they make friends there that they are quite happy to stay there. Okay, I've clicked the button. Good morning, Josh L. So hiring somebody with a developmental disability or a physical disability might need a little bit more training at first, but you will have happier employees and you won't have disgruntled employees. There's a place near. Exactly. I think that might have been where it was. There's also a deaf pizzeria that all they hire, like they're all deaf. So it's just problem is like people think that people with disabilities like are, absorb money from the government. Well, if they got a chance to do a job and to they wouldn't need to. Kazoo factory. Cool. Well, exactly. And these type of jobs like they can be taught, they just need I'm at a point like my youngest daughter is of a point that she can get a part-time job, but now just trying to think where she could get a part-time job. Like she would be good doing desk job type stuff, but that's not really a part-time job that typical teenagers get. So working in a grocery store or fast food place, she could, but there'd need to be a lot more of different accommodations set up for her to do the job. So grew up with it. Bunch is about showing respect in many ways, sometimes so. Exactly. There are more reliable because I have many disabilities. I'm very loyal to a job. Exactly. Completely agree. Because they're that once they get a job, um, and they're treated with respect, okay, they feel that they they like their job, like any job, right? Like anybody get into a job and they're treated with respect and they're praised for their work, they will want to stay there. If they're always criticized and put down, they're not going to want to stay there. So that's why a lot of times in like the fast food industry or typical minimum wage type jobs, people aren't there for very long unless they have to be because they don't have the skills elsewhere. They appreciate the opportunity. And for example, like my youngest daughter, she's blind. People who are blind are usually the most educated, like people with disabilities. They are the most educated, but there's like 80% of people who are blind are unemployed. Okay, there is no reason for them to be unemployed. Okay, I know from experience from people I know, because I have a daughter who's blind. My husband is legally blind. Of people we know that are blind, they have degrees from university. Okay, degrees, not just one. Okay, but they can't get a job in their field because people aren't taking the opportunity to give them a chance, right? And so they have to prove themselves. And there's sometimes, especially in this day and age, with the degrees that they have, they could work in an office and stuff. They just need some very few accommodations, you know. So, like for example, you know, of the people that are blind, 80% of them aren't employed. Of the 20% that are employed, they know Braille because Braille is the way to cross boundaries. Now, there's like 80% of the 20% know Braille. 20% don't know Braille. My husband does not know Braille, but he has enough sight that he uses. um, magnification and talkback and stuff like that. Yes, ADA. And here it's in Canada. I don't know what it's called in Canada, but my husband's part of that, of making, well, just making things accessible. If the websites were accessible, like that's what he does for work. Yes, it doesn't do enough, and you guys have so much more people. Exactly, some very brilliant people, and it doesn't, just very nice people. It doesn't necessarily have to be brilliant. You know, exactly, loyalty, like in this day and age, people I know, like, have had 3 or 4 jobs. Yes, Jacob is 20 years old and has a developmental disability. He has autism and developmental disability. Just letting you know. So, but he's a cool kid, guy, man. I'm awful with the terms. I'm like, is he a kid? Anybody younger than me is a kid. A cool dude. I need coffee. But my nephew is Down syndrome and he is smart and strong. Exactly. And I have my developmental service worker, and I've worked with kids and adults with physical and developmental disabilities. Before I had my youngest, I was full time doing that, and then since her, I've kind of just been working with her and my family. Kid. Well, my husband, who's my age, says he's a perpetual 12-year-old, and he sometimes acts it too. So you never grow up. You just have more expensive toys. You feel like you're old. Yes, well, and people with Down syndrome especially, they are so kind and they have the heart and innocence of a smaller child that will love um, to do those type of things. Problem is, people get scared. Yes, and exactly, hearts of gold, and when they like somebody, they like somebody, and they'll do kind things. I mean, I'm being very general. I mean, there are, of course, probably some jerks too. Like in all of humanity, not all people are all kind all the time. But in general, on average, hey, Tom, talk. Excuse me. Oh, I burped. Sorry. I burped and talked at the same time. Good manners, right? Yep, everybody's supporting you so far. Well, exactly. And same with um a lot of things too, right? It's kind of like 95% of people in the world are usually kind and compassionate, or I would think. Well, it depends on where you live too. Nope, I'm the oldest. No, 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 no. Well, I'm older than you. even though, uh, even though Josh said I look 20, I'm like, okay, you're my new best friend, my newest best friend. Oh, here, that's there you go. I'm supporting you, Josh. I thought I was already. There, I'm supporting you. You're just new to making channels, making videos. 63 in September, Steve. Thank you. How old? How old do I look? Be kind. Okay, I feel like $1 million now. Thank you. 30 or 32. Okay, you're now my new second bestest friend today. No Steve, you have to be kind. Thanks. Well, I'm 10 years older than that, so awesome. Thank you. Well, it's not my natural hair color. You can see, well, actually, my daughter colored my hair about, I guess that's about 2 months now. So, yeah, well, Steve's always getting himself in the timeout. Hey, y'all, everyone. How's it going? Yeah, no timeouts. I'm supporting you, y'all. I'll be back. I need to go get coffee. Really honest, and I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. Very true. I do as well. And when I say like people like on their live stream that they're looking good or whatever their videos, cause oh thank you puppy's breath. You're so kind. And today it's a bit frizzy because of all the rain we've had, so it's not as it doesn't listen to me. I tried to part it. It didn't quite go where it wanted. It went where it wanted. It didn't go where I wanted it to go. So I said, forget about it. I'll be back. I need to go get coffee. I was gonna take my phone with me, but it needs to charge. So keep on talking, and then maybe ask me some questions. I'm glad to answer. I'm back with coffee, and I grabbed some pepperettes. Okay, what did I miss? Yeah, I have no censor sometimes too. I speak my mind too, but I try and be kind. So I'm having some pepperettes, meat sticks as we jokingly call them. These ones are the naturals. What is DGAFF? Me again. Hi. Y'all, everyone didn't want to leave. Haha. Oh, was that you, Tom Tom? That's your other. Is that your other account that you bug people with that you don't like? The thing I like about YouTube, talk to people. Exactly. Where are you, Josh? I'm in Canada, Ontario, which is the west end suburb of Ottawa, Ontario. Hey, Bobby Sprinkle. Good morning. I had just gone to get coffee and pepperettes. Much fun sometimes. Well, as you see, I'm kind to everybody. Is Steve your brother, Bobby, or are you just saying my brother, like, hey, dude? Google thought I said hey. Yep, Maury supporting you, Bobby. I'm one of your 486 people. Give a flying. Okay, I'm not so great at acronyms sometimes. New Mexico. New Mexico's a state, right? I'm pretty sure it is. Albuquerque. R cruise to and from. Okay, what's RR? Rock and roll? Railroad. Okay. Cool. These are addictive. I wasn't hungry till I opened up the fridge to get the cream from the coffee, and I'm like, ooh, pepperettes. My kids have them in their lunch today. The only states I've ever been in myself, I've been to New York, I've been to North Carolina. I guess we drove whatever from Ottawa to North Carolina, whichever way. Like I went with my cousin's family. We went to North Carolina. We went to Myrtle Beach. I've been to Florida. I've been like to Miami to go on a cruise ship. And we went to Disney, which is Orlando. But that's still in Florida. That's the only places I've been. And New York, I've only been to near the border: Ogdensburg, Messina, Syracuse. Very cool. coffee. Oh, that's good coffee. Okay, I'll have one more meat stick. I'm going to turn my camera down a bit. Texas and Cali. Well, Texas is on one side of the states, and California is on the other side of the states. I just wish we had a discount grocery store near us, like how you guys have in the States. Yes, but Cali's on the west side bottom, like the bottom of the states, and Texas is at the bottom over here. And then in the middle is like Mexico down there. And my husband's been to more places in the states because they traveled a bit when he was a kid, and also with work been to San Francisco, like and all that. I am not part of the states. Well, that's why I was just like I was like New Mexico. I'm pretty sure is a state, and that's from a Canadian here, where we don't learn a lot of American history. Well, it's like people. What I'm shocked with is with all the stuff that happened in Puerto Rico this past fall, and Puerto Rico is one of your states, and the the amount of time it took and still taking to get things fixed there is like it's a disgrace. I mean, this shouldn't be happening in America of all places, where you have the manpower, you have the resources, you have the people, you have the money and all that stuff. New Yorkers, yeah, because you have the Mexico name in there. In Scary, I've done everything. I'm very recur. I know, like that's just it's just hard to for my brain to comprehend. You know, it's kind of like well when Katrina hit, right, and all the damage it did in Louisiana, and um, how long it took things to come back. But at least it took things less time than it's doing now. Like, and you have like more resources and so. Okay, Sushi just came to smell my hands because she smells the pepperettes, and she's like, "Oh, are you gonna give me some?" No, I ate them. They're all in my belly. She's like, "My people aren't here. Come pay attention to me." And I mean, I'm not saying that Canada's perfect. I mean, we don't have the resources and stuff for our poor. Like, there's homeless and everything like that too. Ran in the office for 5 years too. Awesome, Steve. Um, but there just seems to be more like when there's a disaster that happens. Like there was a disaster near me that happened last spring. There was huge flooding in Ottawa, and houses were getting flooded. Natural disaster. It's like the 1 in 100 year flood type thing, and our army had to come and help, and um, it was only 10-minute drive from my house because I had people like a lady from my church lives there near the river, and actually her house was affected, but wasn't too badly affected because their house didn't have a base, like they just had a crawl space. So it was flooding there and that, and they had to get sandbags and stuff. But she didn't even use she could have used the Red Cross money and also went through insurance, but she didn't even want to do that because the amount of damage, like they could afford it, while others couldn't afford it. So they're like, well, we'll leave the Red Cross money for those who need it, and maybe they can get a bit more. So there was a little bit of insurance thing that she did use, but not as much as she could have. Like, she didn't update like, she had some things that she had to replace, some walls, but, uh, okay. I don't know, is there a bad connection now? I don't know why. Okay, I think I'm back. um, but with all the things that were going on, our government, um, our government worked. They got it all done. Like, it took months because it's something, and it affected like thousands of houses. But there's still, right now, there's only, I think, two families that are displaced. And that's now a year later. Now they're displaced because their houses got condemned, and they had to be um, demolished. And there's just only so many construction jobs and stuff. So I mean, it in a year's time, 95% of the people that were affected are back in their homes, and everything has been upgraded so that if there is another flood in that area, there are things that are in place that will prevent the flooding to affect these homes. Like, they have some different drainage things set up that only if it's as bad as it was, which is again not usual, like 1 in 100 year floods. Yeah, working in jails in GB, that kind of is badass. It's a bit scary, especially in the States. Okay, it says that there's like 7 people in here, but when I click on participants, I only see Puppy Breath, Steve, and me. I don't know how that works. And Josh is here, but I can't see you. Securiat Casinos. Cool. We have a casino near us here in Ottawa. It's over in Quebec. It's on the other side of the river. It's called Casino Lac Limy, and it's a nice casino. I've only gone there once. Went there once. Hubby and I, when we were first dating, I think. Was not, yeah, it was before kids. We went there. We had supper at the buffet, beautiful buffet, and then we each took like $50, and we spent like 2.5 hours betting it. We kept on winning and we kept on losing, and at the end, I think we still had, after 2.5 hours, we still had like $20. So it was worth the entertainment for that time. But I don't think our casino is, and we have also a casino here, a small casino at the racetracks in Ottawa. The Ottawa racetracks. Here they are on reservations, and you need permit to work on reservations. Okay. Hello, Kareem Kara Kurt. How's it going? We have casinos on some reservations. I don't think Laklini is on the reservation though. Uh, and we have casinos and they're run by the province. Did you know? Did I know he was going to be a keeper? Um. Well, actually, what's funny? My husband and I, how we met. You're Turkish. Hello, Kareem. How's it going? I love Turkish baklava. Yum. Squirrel. So what's funny? So before the internet as we know it, my hubby, at the time, ran a BBS, so a bulletin board system. So he had phone lines connected to computers that you had to dial in with your modem, and you can go on his BBS, and you could play games or talk to people or um, access files and stuff like that. So he ran this. I, at the time, was already dating someone and was engaged with my, I guess, high school sweetheart. And I became friends. So I got my computer to go to school and I logged into his BBS because his was one that they had a free service and then the paid service for like VIP. Well, we became friends. He helped me out with my computer with a different program than the one that came with my computer to use on my modem. And he upgrade, as a kindness thing, he upgraded me to the VIP service without me paying for VIP. Maybe because I was a girl, whatever. But this was before um, camera phones or anything like that. So we became friends, and then my boyfriend at the time and myself met him in real life. Um, we got together with him and his roommates. So he lived in a house full of girls. They had a town. So they had a townhouse, and there was three girl roommates. One of them had a kid, like was divorced and had a kid. So he had his own room and that. And we met up with them, and we played games and had taco soup and stuff like that. And he said, like, when we first started dating, but when he saw me the first time, he liked me, and but since I was already dating somebody, he was not gonna say anything. So we just became friends, and about a year or so, like my relationship with my ex, uh, became my ex. We kind of grew apart. He was busy with work and school. I was busy with work and school. I lived in the West End. He lived in East End. Um, I didn't drive. He drove, so we didn't see each other often. And he was always doing stuff with his friends and with work and skiing. Like he was a ski instructor and he played basketball and stuff like that. Well, I worked and I went to school. You know, so we grew apart. We broke up amicably. You know, and then when Jeff found this out, he asked me out, and I said yes. So that's how we met. So we met online before online dating was a thing. So and the rest is history. Hello, programmer. One casino the state ran, where there a bit reservation is better to work though. Okay, why is it better to work for though? Hello. Yes, coffee. Yep, and I'm glad that I um, started dating him because of my Of my upbringing and stuff, uh, my choices and guys would not be great. They pay for benefits they pay for. Oh, okay, that's cool. So how do benefits work in the states there? Because here, when you get a job, the benefits are part of the job, and you can pay like you pay out of your pay a small amount for the insurance. I'm trying to remember, but it's like a very small amount for yourself, or if you have family benefits, like if you have a family. Um, but it's like an incentive to work. So you might not get as much pay at some jobs versus others, but your benefits are much better. So it's actually worth more. And some jobs. What? You didn't get notified? I've been on for 2 hours, and I told you I've been on at 8:30, 9 o'clock. You should just pop over. Cause can you? Cause and here I think all full time jobs like that are with corporations, I guess, would offer benefits to their employees if they're more than I think 10 people in the business or something like that. And then you can and you get it out of your check. Like it's a didn't even show up on my main page. Oh my goodness. Well, you should have just popped in. Well, tomorrow I'll be live twice probably. I'll be live in the morning, 8:39. Actually, yeah, probably 8:30 tomorrow. My kids won't be up, but I'll be live again when Abby and I make samosas. Unless she gets up in the morning and we make samosas first thing. Different benefits and some places don't offer. Okay. See, here in Canada, I think I'm pretty. I could be wrong, but I think all businesses with more than 10 employees have to offer benefits. And then there's workers' compensation, like, there's EI and workers' compensation. So every um, business that hires people have to pay, like, if you're independent, you have to pay EI and workers' compensation. And you pay different amounts for depending on how many people you have employed. Oh, well, awesome. Well, it's quite an interesting replay. Um, we've talked about coffee. We've talked a bit about what's for supper tonight, and then we've had a discussion about disabilities. We had a nice young gentleman in here, um, Jacob, who had a developmental disability and autism, and he was quite chatty in here. A little bit on the pushy side of wanting, to um, be befriended each other type thing, but that's fine. He was very good and chatty and that. So I just had to like remind people that he had developmental disability. So to just be kind because everybody is welcome in my channel. Oh yes, and Steve's been bugging me of saying that your stove top. Because yeah, you would not like to see my stove top. Because it's a mess right now. And probably in 15 minutes, so at 11 o'clock, I will get off because I have to do the dishes from supper last night that are on my stove. He called me stove late last week. Yes. Well, you would be um, depressed with my stovetop right now. There's one burner that's clear that I put the kids' lunches on that I took the video of their lunch. The rest is jars and my spices from the other day on the other burner that I haven't finished putting away because I forget to finish. I do everything to 90% and then the last 10% said. And you know what the spices I was doing, right? They're at least still in the bins, but they're on the bins on the burner. Yeah, do them with us. I can't really because my phone is actually like almost dead. I'm charging it with my trying to keep it charged with my laptop, but it's at 6%. So, and the problem is when I do it with you guys, I get more distracted. And I have an appointment at noon. So, I have to get off anyways and do the dishes. Because I was a bad mom, last night I didn't do the dishes after supper. I put away the food, and then I'm like, no, I don't feel like doing the dishes. Because Ron hadn't emptied the dishwasher yet, so I couldn't load the dishwasher with the other dishes that I don't need to wash by hand. So I like, yeah, I'll wait till morning. And hopefully today um I will have a video up about my double stuffed baked potatoes. OMG. So I made a double batch. Well, you can catch on the replay. uh, um, it'll be still as funny. Are you working from home today? So today, but I'm just talking to myself. Why aren't you working today? I thought you work. Um, I thought you work like Monday to Friday job because it is Thursday, right? Okay. Yesterday, I so swear it was Friday. Oh, because we are leaving tomorrow. Oh yes, you're leaving for vacation. Ah yes. Um, so you might miss Abby and me making samosas tomorrow, but you'll catch on the replay, or you could watch while you're driving. So run errands and be lazy. um, so I should have a video up by today. If not, it'll be for tomorrow. It'll get scheduled for tomorrow morning of the double stuffed potatoes. And OMG, my family loved them, inhaled them. I made a double batch, one to put in the freezer for another day, and they love them. Even Rowan, who doesn't like sour cream on her potatoes, these were mixed with sour. So I baked potatoes and I removed the stuff inside, mixed it with sour cream and cheese, and you can mix up the cheese. And I cooked up some bacon because I didn't have any bacon bits. Added that in there as well as with bacon grease. Restuffed the baked potatoes and baked them again. And OMG, my family like inhaled them. They're like, oh my goodness, these are awesome. You have to make these again. I'm like, well, I made some for the freezer. And they tried to convince me to eat the ones from the freezer. I'm like, no, they're for another day. They're for when I'm not here, maybe. You can have them. Because we had 12 halves, so there was like 6 potatoes. Enough for 3 each. I only had 2. Hubby had 3 or 4. Abby had 3 or 4. I've been faking it till I make it for the last 5 years at my. And no one realizes how lazy I am. And so the ones in the freezer I have 8. So I think that should be good for them to have when I'm not here. But they are easy to freeze, and then you don't have to do like doing the work for double is like 5 minutes more than doing work for one is like 20 minutes or so, or at least me 20 minutes because I'm slow. Get out the other get out of there. See, Because I was like, get out there, Steve. I'm like, what's he doing? And I should have a vlog up tonight or tomorrow of what we've eaten so far for this low spend month, which has been interesting so far. And hey, Florida Greg, long time no see. Stealing bacon. That was, but yes, I made that for my double stuffed potatoes. You can have a pepperette. I've got a meat stick here, pepperette. What's the weather? He's saying he stole bacon from me because I was saying I put bacon in my double stuffed potatoes, but that's already been eaten, and the other ones are in the freezer. Excuse me. I need this coffee to kick in. It's like it's nap time. Not. This time I used some Parmesan and some mozzarella because that's what I had that was shredded. I didn't feel like shredding the blocks, so that's what I had. So I mixed it. So I mixed the two, and it was yummy. But you could do whatever cheese you have on hand. Like that's the best thing. You could put bacon in it if you want, or not. You just mix like sour cream. You mash it together. I used the bacon. I cooked fresh bacon because I thought I had bacon bits, but like from Costco, but they had gone bad, and I'm like, so I cooked up a package of bacon. So here the packages of bacon are 375 grams instead of 450. They used to be 450 or 500, but now they kept the same price, but they put less bacon in it. That's how they're getting away with a lot of things these days. They're making the packages smaller, like the cereal boxes. Oh my goodness, they're smaller. Like the smallest small box is smaller than it was last year, but they still have it the same price. So that's how they get into it. So they're not increasing the prices, but they're making the packaging smaller so that you don't notice that things are more expensive when they really are, which sucks. So if my phone does die, because it is kind of being connected, but it's on like life support, it's at 4%. Yes, cheese. I always buy my cheese for the cheapest I can get. So if it's at like a penny a gram is my buy price. So our blocks of cheese here are 400 or 450 grams. So if I can pay less than $4 for cheese, I will buy it. And I'll usually buy, my goal is like I buy 4 blocks, 4 or 5 blocks. I freeze it if it's shredded. If it's not shredded, I could freeze it, but then you could only crumble it anyways. So if it's shredded, no problem freezing it all. I just keep it in my fridge actually because cheese lasts like forever in your fridge. So if I buy 4 or 5 blocks, on my grocery haul, I go grocery shopping every fortnight, so that's every 2 weeks. Um, yep, just freeze in the package it comes in. If it's shredded, or you take a block, you shred it, put it in a Ziploc bag, throw in the freezer. I don't recommend using a vacuum sealer for the cheese because I did that once. My vacuum sealer, it squished all the air and squished the shredded cheese and made it into a bumpy block. It like re-squished it into a log of cheese. So maybe vacuum seal a bag in bag, or just throw this because it's not gonna get, yeah, hoops. No, it crumbled fine afterwards too, but yes, just get that. So whenever you find shredded cheese on sale or cheese blocks on sale, and if you use it mostly for cooking, shred it. Use your food processor; it's really fast, or do it by hand, which is a little bit more tedious. Put it in a bag, Ziploc bag, freezer Ziploc bag, not the storage ones. Throw them in your freezer, and it lasts indefinitely. Because even if the texture is off, like like it's usually just defrost, texture is off frozen. When you cook it, because you're putting shredded cheese in something you cook, like a casserole, it melts perfectly fine, and you can't tell the difference at all, at all, at all. Kind of like with butter. Butter's on sale, freeze it. Cheese, buy it, shred it, freeze it. Bread, freeze it. Milk, you can freeze it. Sometimes the texture is off. You just shake it back up. Um, but if all else fails, you can use it just for cooking because you can't tell. For drinking, you might have issues. Yep, milk you can freeze. Just make sure if it, because you guys have jugs, make sure you take out like a cup of milk at the top and freeze it. So if you have half a jug of milk, like so you're going on vacation, you have half a jug of milk, throw it in the freezer. Take it out, like when you defrost, let it defrost overnight, and then you could just shake it. Mind blown. Yes, it freezes. Now, when you defrost it, there might be milk. It might separate a little bit of milk solids. Depends on the type of milk. If you have homo milk or whole milk, because here we call it homo milk, homogenized milk. That's the 3.25% milk versus 2% milk. It doesn't separate as much as 2% because it's lighter. And same with skim milk. It sometimes separates, but you shake it up. Great for cooking or baking or in your coffee. Um, and sometimes, exactly, equal opportunity milk. Right? Well, that's what it's called. I'll show it sometime. I'll do a video. Like it says homo milk, like it's homo, HOMO. Like, but and we don't think anything different from it. But you can freeze it and you shake it up. It depends on like when you defrost it, that defrosts slowly and there's less separation. It's awesome. So on your anything that you can find in the freezer section at a grocery store, you can freeze at home. Anything. Now, certain things freeze better, or certain things have shorter lifetimes in the freezer. Like bread doesn't really last well past 3 or 4 months in the freezer. And milk, again, the longer it freezes, the more chance it separates. So, but use it for baking. So if you're going on vacation, take whatever you have in your fridge, throw it in the freezer. And then you come back and you haven't wasted food or stuff gone all moldy or whatever while you're gone. And if you take a block of cheese and you throw it in the freezer, you could just crumble it on the casserole. Eggs will last forever in your fridge. Like eggs can last for like 6 weeks, and the date that's marked on the eggs is an arbitrary date. So you could eat them well, like 2 3 weeks past that date that's on the eggs. You just crack it and you smell it. Your nose is your thing. Powdered milk lasts forever. Exactly. Um, if you find a good deal on flour or beans or whatever, and you want it to last for much longer, like longer term storage, you could put it in Ziploc bags and freeze them, and they'll last like almost indefinitely. Just reading that eggs that expire. Oh, they're still good for at least a couple of weeks. Yeah, and you know what you could also do with those eggs if they are past due? Take those eggs, break them up, put them in a ice cube tray, and freeze the ice cube tray. Now you got frozen eggs that you can use for baking. You pop them out, and you have an egg. When you're baking, they're not. It's not going to change the difference. Now, taking them out to bake, like make scrambled eggs, you could do that as well. You just won't be able to fry because they kind of break apart, anyways, in the egg. So, if you're going on vacation and you have, like, say, 6 eggs that's technically expired, crack them all open and put them in an ice cube tray. Throw them in your freezer. When you come back, you'll have 6 eggs. So when you need a cake, pop 2 ice cube trays of eggs out. You got it going. and you're not wasting the food. I mean, the eggs that go to your store are already like probably a week or two. I just throw eggs at the neighbor's house. Well, you could do that too, only if you don't like the neighbors. But see, they're not rotten until, well, you can't tell they're rotten until you open them. So, I know you're just kidding. You're trying to be a smarty pants. Someone's at my door. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.